Hello, everyone, and welcome to Educators as Designers using Canva to transform your school and or classroom. So in this session, we're going to be talking about the website Canva. It is free for educators. So we are so excited to talk about using Canva in the classroom. The first thing, though, that we're going to talk about is up here in the corner, there are these QR codes. You're going to want to grab your phone, or if you're on a computer, you can just click this and it will take you to the link. And once you do that, you can tweet out to get your grad credit or just to show us that you are watching and you're participating and share some love throughout the session. So again, if you just hold your phone up, you'll be able to open it up and it's going to take you straight to Twitter. And then you're able to tweet out what you're learning from the session. So it says it's design time. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull Megan and Ashley up onto the screen. That way I can take a quick selfie with them because I am so excited to present. So here we go. Oh, nice little heart, Megan. Okay.
Extra.
And I copied you, Megan. Good idea.
Yay.
I'm going to tweet it out. Okay. So it's that easy. So that's the first thing that we just want to kind of cover is there are QR codes throughout. Feel free to use them. Say hello in the chat. We're so excited to see who's joining us today. And let's go ahead and start using Canva in the classroom. But before we do that, we want to play a game, okay? Because we love games. This game can be used in your classroom. It's quick, it's engaging, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so 2020 was a rough year. So that's our topic. And in each of these squares, this is called Battle Royale. We are going to have to find an image, a GIF, or something to describe 2020. Okay, and so because of that, we are also going to need you guys to vote for who is going to have the best photo that represents 2020. So is it going to be Megan? Is it going to be Ashley? Or is it going to be myself? So again, we are going to have about a minute. Typically, I would play this final countdown song, but with YouTube, I might get cut off. So we're not going to do that today because of that, but we're going to have about a minute to add our GIF. Usually it's a minute and 10 seconds for the students to do this. So go ahead and add your GIFs, guys, because I've got an idea in my head, but I'm going to keep talking. To use this in the classroom, though, the topic could be a vocab word. It could be what you're using to learn. So again, it's really easy to kind of use this in your classroom. And I'm going to throw the template in the chat if you are like, oh, I want to try this tomorrow with my students. Again, super easy, can be used with any type of content that you want to use. Students will use that Explore tool and they can search for whatever image they want to use. Giphy is kind of blocked, but sometimes students know how to get GIFs and they're really good about finding those ways. So they could also do that as well. Let's see here. What do I want to do?
Megan, I really like yours. I think that's true and it's simple.
Yep. And I like your melting ice cream cone.
But it shouldn't rebuild itself. Like it should just stay melted and fallen over. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like everything was on fire.
Yep. I almost put the dumpster fire.
Yeah, my job was crazy in 2020. Everyone had to learn how to use tech right away.
We're all calling Ash or Stephanie. Stephanie, can you? Actually, that's kind of about the time that you and I started working well together. So
yeah, it was. It brought us closer. So the fire definitely became nicer.
Warm.
So let us know in the chat who won, Megan, Ashley, or myself. You can just type our names right in the chat. And then we're going to get started with our session while you guys are voting.
I like how our choices are all different too.
Yeah.
Like Megan, you chose a person. I chose a food. Stephanie, you chose fire.
Yeah, and everyone can real quick have those conversation about why they picked that image to go along with that vocab word or that unit. Oh, Megan, you're already winning.
Of
right.
course.
Megan, you got one vote.
Smart.
Things did not go well.
Thank you. Oh, Ashley's got a vote. Okay.
Oh,
Megan's is great. I know.
I do well.
Thank you.
Apparently things are not on fire for people. Okay, so with Canva, there are so many options, which can be overwhelming. And we are going to kind of talk about how to create a few designs. And then from there, you're able to create almost anything once you know the basics. So right here, Ashley, she did a Meet the Counselors page, and she was able to share this with students and parents. It's very easy to read. It's welcoming. The kids are kind of able to see it. That's their first impression of Ashley. So really, thank you, Ashley, in the chat for voting for me. So right there, you can kind of see real quick, hey, Ashley looks really welcoming. She's exciting. I'm excited to meet her and work with her, which is really good for a counselor. We did this Be Extra with Google Sites for students. So if they finish early, they had something to do. So that was made in Canva. This choice board, again, was made in Canva. So just kind of creating those coffee cups and then adding text over top of them. And it was kind of used with Google Slides as well. So using multiple different websites can also be a way for you to use Canva. To-do lists, maybe on a scale. This is like one of my favorite things. When I walk into Ashley's room, I can see this in her office, and it's just a really easy conversation starter. Dice debrief, so just getting students to talk. And again, it was made in Canva. The CER poster, Tammy created at Ridgeview, and it's used as a poster to help her students remember claim, evidence, and reasoning, and to include that in their writing when they're learning about different topics. Megan created this email signature. So every time Megan emails me, it always pops up, and I'm like, oh, she made that in Canva. And so you can make all of these awesome designs using Canva. Okay, so many options for you to do. And this is kind of our plan today. We're going to talk about how to make an account. We're going to navigate Canva. We're going to create email templates. We're going to create together, and then we're going to publish. So when we publish, you can start to think, what am I going to make for my students today? Do you want to make a classroom header and change your Google Classroom header? Maybe you want to make a poster for them, or maybe you want to have them create. And so I want you to start thinking about, okay, what do I want to use tomorrow with my students? Because you definitely can add Canva into your classroom right away.
And don't be overwhelmed by Canva, because it's going to seem overwhelming and there's a lot to it, but there's so many cool things you can make. So if you get overwhelmed, please remember this is recorded, so you can always pause and rewind and listen to us three extra ladies as many times as you want. And also reach out to us. I am not the best at Canva. I'm still very basic level, but Ashley and Stephanie are amazing, and they are an amazing help if you've got questions.
Yeah, and that's what's great about you guys working in Pickerington. You have us as resources. So all you have to do is email one of us, and we are able to help you. So let's talk about making an account, because if you've never made a Canva account, we are going to want you to do that. And it is a little bit confusing if you've never made one the first time. The second time, it's really easy. You just sign in with Google. So yesterday, I went into Sean Sider's room. He's watching right now live. So Sean, you skip these steps. You sign in with Google, because I already created an account for you. And because of that, Sean doesn't need to create an account. So what you're going to do is right at this website is the information for education. Again, educators get Canva free. Businesses and personal accounts, you have to pay for Canva. This is a huge, huge benefit that I think a lot of teachers are missing out on. It's free, again, for all educators, and students included can get into this free account under you. So right here is kind of a walkthrough on how to create an account. So as you can see, when you sign in, you are going to click Google. You're going to sign in with your Pickerington account. Once you sign in, pick teacher. Okay, so teacher, and then you're going to click that purple. I don't know what it says, but you're going to click that purple, and then you're going to get all this confetti, and that means you did it. Okay, so again, that confetti means that you have completed that step. So I'm going to just walk through it again, because I know it is kind of hard to see.
You want to make it bigger, Steph?
Yeah, let me make it bigger. Let's see here, full screen. All right, so again, Sean, just sign in with Google. I already got your account set up. So we're logging in as Sean. He's clicking his name. And once you're already signed in, you're going to click teacher. And then you're going to hit get started now, that purple icon, and then confetti is going to pop up. And then hit you're new. But guess what? You can skip the tutorial, because that's what we're here for. we're going to be your tutorial, so you don't need to worry about that. Here's where you add students, that last page. Oh man, it goes quick. Okay, this last page is where you're going to import from Google Classroom, or you can send your students a link if you want to add students. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But again, you really want to click teacher. And then once you click teacher, the confetti, okay? And again, if you already have an account, all you have to do is hit sign in with Google and you're ready to go.
Okay, so hopefully now you have your own account on Canva. Maybe this isn't your first time on Canva and you're here to learn some new things. So thank you for joining. We recognize that for some people, this is their first time. Maybe you're a beginner. Maybe you are more advanced in your skills. So thank you for joining wherever you are in your level of experience with Canva. What we're going to show you now is how to navigate on Canva. So once you're on Canva, this is the home page. And on the home page, I like to look at the different sides. So I'll look at the left side first to kind of help me with navigation. So on the left side, I can see my home icon. I can also have access to all my designs. So if I've created things before, I can just click it. And there's a lot of stuff there, and it's not sorted. I can also change the view in the top right. So if I would rather have list view, I can just change it to list, but it defaults to the grid view for you. If you don't like list, change it back to your grid. And again, this is just how to view your designs. You can also look at your recent designs. Mine looks kind of similar though, because you can tell I've been creating a lot lately. I love designing. It's one of my ways that I do self-care for myself. I just design. You have a section for shared with you. So again, I'm just kind of walking you down the left side of that navigation area. So in the shared area, this is if people have shared things with you. We're going to talk a little bit later about how to share things. Just know, kind of like in Google Drive, how it can become a dumping zone. Canva kind of works the same way. You can have things shared with you. You can also make folders to help you be more organized with your designs. I'm not the best at that yet. I just create and go and then keep creating. But you do have the option to make folders to find things more easily. There's also a section for trash. So maybe if you trash something by accident, you want to go back to it, just click on there. Those are the most important things from the side. On the left, at the top, the very left corner, there's 3 lines where you can hide this navigation menu if you don't want to see it. It just disappears. So again, if you want it back, click it, and it shows again on the left side. Working on the top for how to navigate that, I'll go back to the home page. I just clicked home. You'll notice on Canva, there's several ways to get back to things. Home is on here twice. It's on the left or at the top. But I can click home to get back to this home page. I also have access to templates from the top to explore, which we'll explore a little bit later. Okay, what I love about Canva is that they show you how to do things. They walk you step by step. There's videos, tips, images, lots of ways to help you because they know you need help when you're designing. So this first area is features. So you can click on it and explore different features, get more information. Check it out on your own time, but that's one thing to look at. In the Learn section, there's courses you can take for free. There's videos you can watch. There's tutorials. So check out the information to learn more, to get more comfortable with your design skills. It might seem overwhelming. Learn as you need. So if there's something you don't understand, go to that section for some more advice to learn how to do it. What I also like, I'll go back to my home page. On the top is where the question mark is. It says Help Center. Okay, so what's cool about this is on this page, if you go down to the editing and design section, in here, it breaks down how to do things, how to do specific things with images, videos, text, whatever you want to create. It walks through like how to add images, how to add elements, how to change things. Like it thinks about everything you might need to know how to do on Canva and then shows you how to do it. So if you're confused, if you don't know how to do something, check out the Help Center. There's lots of great tips and information in there to help you get started or to continue building your design skills. You can also look at your settings and any notifications, but I want to click on my create a design because maybe I want to start searching or creating something. And there's a couple different ways I can do that. I can create by the top right corner where it says create a design. And I notice when I do that, then a pop-up pops up and it allows me to search anything I want. So I could search in there. There's some suggested searches. So that's one way to start creating or searching. There's also another way, which is really big. It's like the header of this website. It says, what will you design? You can also search in there. Again, similar format where you can start searching whatever you want. What I like about this, though, is that it allows me to search in the templates. So those are all already the options provided by Canva, or you can search in your own projects. So maybe there's something specific you made, you're trying to find it. Go to that search and you can find it more quickly by searching in your projects. Something to note with searches, so if I go back to templates, when you're searching for things, sometimes it helps to make it more specific. And I'm going to give you an example of that. So if I am searching poster because I want to make a poster, I don't have to specify the size right away if I don't know what size I want to make it. I'm just going to search poster. Okay. And maybe I was thinking I want to make something for the classroom. Well, what I see pop up is not what I really want. So I'm going to add the word classroom in front of that to get more specific things related to the classroom or school. So just an example of the importance of making your search specific. Sometimes it's guessing what you want, but if you just type poster, you might not get what you want. Same thing with other searches. Go with the suggested options. So if I was searching poster, there's a lot of options that come up as examples. Holiday poster, golf poster, kids poster, mental health poster. Click on the suggestions to kind of help you get started. But just want to make note of that. Be more specific and you might get the results kind of catered to what you need for your design or your creation. What I also like about Canva, well, there's a lot of things, but something else. On the left side, so the navigation area, it allows me to filter my searches. So I can search by formats for my posters. I can search by styles. So maybe I wanted something more modern. Maybe I wanted to search by themes or by colors. So just pay attention to that. Lots of ways to search on Canva. But you can filter things as well to kind of make it easier. Gina, you asked about editing templates. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. You can definitely edit templates, and we will be showing you how to do that later because I know what pops up. You might not like some of the options right away. You might not like a color or an image on something or the way it's formatted. You can change things about any template. What I like about the options provided, though, is that it gives me a starting point. So if I find a poster that I really like, I can just click on it. And maybe I don't like the color in the background. We'll show you how to change that later. But you can customize it to your liking. So yes, use the templates to kind of be a starting point. And then you can change it any way you like. So we talked about a lot of different ways to navigate. I did include the Help Center in there for you to kind of give you specific ways that you could edit and design. Remember those quick tips to kind of help you while you're designing. Something else to pay attention to is choosing the right size when you are looking through the designs or templates. Google Classroom, Google Form, and Google Site, they all use the same template on Canva, and it's called the Google Classroom header template, which we'll show you later. But that's nice because then if you make something in Google Classroom, then maybe you want to reuse that same header on a form, or maybe you want to reuse it on your Google site. So keep that in mind. Those sizes are pre-sized for you, and they work on different Google apps. If you're creating a slide in Google Slides, or maybe you're making something for Jamboard or a tweet, you can use the presentation size, which is already formatted for you for those items. And then if you want to make like an icon or an image that's a square size, you can use a logo. So just kind of something to keep in mind to help you as you're creating things that we've learned the hard way that we hope will help you while you're designing. Remember those little tips. But you can also customize. So if you want to choose your own size, you can easily do that by doing a custom size and just typing in whatever size you want by width and height. So don't be overwhelmed. There's a lot to take in, a lot of different ways to design. We're going to help you as you're creating and as you're designing to kind of explain the different features. But it's important to know how to navigate when you're on Canva. All right. Now we're going to explore some templates.
So on Canva, there are so many different templates. It is unbelievable. You can create anything you want. You can very easily start from scratch. That's hard, unless you are really good at creating Canva or working through Canva. In my very limited use of Canva, use templates all of the time because it's a lot easier to find something that I like and then just edit it to what I need. So there's tons of templates already created for you. And like Ashley mentioned, if you are more specific about school, that will help pull up things for the classroom. So that definitely helps, or for your school building. Mm-hmm. So if we're looking at the different design choices that we have found that we kind of like the most, we've broken this down into student creations, things off social media, and then educator creations. So things that like the kids may want to create. You've got book covers, logos, posters, postcards. They could even create a resume off of there. They can even do videos. Looking at teacher creations, things that I have used, my email signature. I use this a lot for my Google Classroom headers and Google Form headers. I have tried unsuccessfully, but I'm never going to give up, to make my weekly agenda so that I can post for my parents to see what we're doing Monday through Friday. I just can't quite get that one down right to what I want. I'm being very picky. But there's so many options. You guys can see the list there of what you can make through Canva. It is mind blowing, like what all there is. And it's so versatile. And once you get the hang of it, it really is user friendly. So lots of, I forgot to mention other worksheets. If you're working on creating a worksheet, type in whatever your topic is, water cycle worksheet. And sometimes they will have actual worksheets already made. It's pretty amazing. I mean, I was shocked by how much you can actually do on Canva. Highly recommend this for everybody.
And personal use too. I mean, I made AJ's his birthday party invitations on Canva. They've got that as well. Save the dates if you're getting married. Everything is on Canva. So student birthday cards on Canva. You don't need to really go out and buy those anymore. You can just make it yourself on Canva and get it created, print it to the copier, and then you're good to go.
And designs change a lot depending on what's trendy or time of year. So get back on there because things are constantly changing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I just saw a tweet today because Canva is at another conference in Florida. And I think they said they create, I need to look at the Twitter, but it was like a crazy amount of templates every single month. Like the number was crazy. It was like on this like tweet that this person tweeted out. And it's just insane. And the creator of Canva is an educator. That's her background. And so she has the heart. That's why it's free for educators. So it's really cool, their story and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So now let's get to creating. So we're going to demo first, and then we want you to create alongside with us. So first thing we're going to create is a Google Classroom header or a Google Form type of design. So Again, we're going to go ahead to the next slide and we're going to kind of look at those examples of the classroom headers. So we've got some that are in Google Classroom and some that are on the Google Forms. So for example, the Have Snow Much Fun that Ashley created, that is on her Google Classroom. So she changes her theme every single month or holiday or whenever season and or whenever she's feeling like it. And so that one might be a winter Google Classroom header. A scale of tacos. That is going to be on a Google form. Okay, so see how there are different kind of ways that you can use the same template size. This check-in, it went on a Google form. Mrs. Fernie's social studies class, that goes on her Google Classroom. Welcome to 6th grade. It has GIFs. You can see it moving. Okay, so there's so much you can do. You can make it change just like this winter hot topics. Also, what's nice about Google Classroom is everybody's going to look at your header. So if you can kind of make it a messenger board where it's like rotating, students might be able to get what supplies they need to have. So here she's got bring those supplies and you're able to go, oh, I should probably get those supplies. So you can kind of set it up that way as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into Canva. And we are going to create a classroom header. So the first thing we're going to do is what Ashley taught us. We're going to type in there Google Classroom header. And it's going to pop up as one of the options. We're going to click that option. Now you have all of these templates that you can start from and use. Or you can click that blank plus sign and you can start from scratch. I like to start with a template. I think it's always easier. Also, you can do a classroom challenge where students create your classroom header. So maybe you want your kids to create their classroom header and every single week or every single month it gets changed to a certain kid's classroom header. Could be a fun way to build your classroom community. So do you see anything that you like, ladies? And I'm not Halloween, but
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, that's coming up. That's what I was thinking.
No, there's so many fun options. There, I do see one for Valentine's Day. I think it says "Welcome to Class" or something.
Okay, let's do that one.
Okay.
So all you do is click once you find one that you like. Again, if you wanted to start from scratch, you just pick the white, but we're going to start with a template. All right, so let's look at this. I really like the font, but my kids can't really read cursive. So I think we probably need to change the welcome to class. And I mean, I'm fine with what it says. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's fine.
I think that's fine.
Okay, so let's just change the font. So over on the side, we're going to go down and we're going to go to font. So up at the top where Ashley just clicked, you're going to change the font. And there are some ones that we really like Cupcake. Their fonts are really fun. I think there's one called Sailor. They have a lot of fun names with their fonts. And they have different fonts than Google Slides. So maybe you really like a font in Google Slides. They probably have it, but they have way more in Canva.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have more sugar. That's a fun one. Cupcake, Gotcha. That's one of my favorites. Again, they have really fun fonts in Canva.
On the side right now, I'm just sharing with Stephanie and Megan. That way they can create with me. But that is a cool feature too. You can collaborate. So all you have to do in the top right of Canva is click share. And then you can share your design with another person to edit or to view. So it gives them the opportunity to create with you.
So real quick, can we go over the font again?
Yes.
So you have to click the box first. So wherever the text is on the template, you have to click that first, and then you go to that drop-down menu, and then you can choose your font. And there is like a way that you can type to search your font, or you can just kind of search by scrolling.
And don't they have, and maybe you just said this, I was opening up my Canva, like groupings of fonts. So if you wanted like handwriting, it will pull up certain groups.
Yeah. So let's type handwriting because Valentine's Day, you think of handwriting. And
so
then
I just went up to the font area.
Yep.
To get to the grouping area. And like Stephanie said, I'm going to search handwriting in the search box.
And I felt like
and then see the suggested areas. And I can just click one if I really like it.
Mhm. Yep, that's what I was talking about.
And I
Yeah.
also think about what my students can read, what's accessible to them. Some of these fonts are really cute, and I like how it's scripted. I like the cursive, but a lot of my students can't read in cursive. So if I'm making something for kids, making sure that they'd be able to read whatever I'm designing.
Okay.
If you want to add another text box, so you can't just add font without adding a text box for it. You go over to the text area, and you can choose the size of the font you want to add. So maybe you want to add like a bigger heading, medium size, or small. So I can just choose medium for now, and then a box will pop up. I can always resize it by clicking on the actual text box and dragging that circle out to resize it. Let's say I wanted to add font somewhere else. I could easily do that. You'll also see some options created for you, which is really cool. You can click on these, and it just allows you to use that style right on your design. So maybe you like the one that says feeling cute. You click it, and you can use it and customize it for your header. If you don't like it, you can just click and then delete, and then click on the box again and delete it if you don't like it.
And the undo button. Can we talk about that real quick? Because often there is an undo button in Canva, and you often need to click it. So up at the top, if you click the arrows going that way, it will undo it and redo it. So really helpful tip if you made a mistake or you accidentally deleted something, or you deleted it and then you're like, oh, I did like it. You can bring it back.
Maybe you want to change the color of your font. Maybe you don't like the white. All you have to do is just select the words, go up to the top, and choose text color. And then you can make it any color you want. Like maybe you wanted to have yellow instead. Maybe you want it to be teal. So change it any color that you like. You can also make it bigger. There's also a slight like shadow on this text. So if I select it, and if I don't like that effect, this is called an effect, I can go to my navigation area for my text and click the effects. And because this has a shadow, if I just click none, it goes away. So again, if I want the shadow, I can click shadow. Mm-hmm. I can play around with the other features, like if I want it to be hollow, if I want a neon effect, if I want it curved. It's fun to play around. You can get lost for hours doing this. I know I do. But just kind of another area to go. If you want it just to be regular, then you hit none. Now, if you added a curve, you also have to remove that if you don't like it and go back to none for that too. Again, that was in effects, and I just selected the text box I wanted, chose effects, and then I could customize it the way that I wanted. All right, I think we showed them how to do fonts.
Can we change Miss Benson's room?
Oh, yeah, change it to anything you want. You should be able to change it too. Yeah, I didn't think to do that yet. Oh, Miss Fernie's class. Yes.
Hey, welcome everyone.
Okay. And that's it with the classroom header. I mean, when you use a template. Yeah. Now, there's also other things that you can do over on the side, which let's just kind of take them real quick. Starting at the top at templates. This is just other templates that they have. So if you click there, you can add to another page, or you can replace your template. So if you don't like what you're doing, you have the option of adding another one, or you can replace it. So you've got all of those different templates embedded in there. Again, you can always start from fresh too. The next one over is elements. These are like icons. So you can search to type, you can find whatever you kind of are looking for. So if I type hearts, I think that's what Ashley was typing.
How clever, read your mind.
Yeah. You can find whatever you want and see how I found some hearts and I just added them on there. So you can just kind of click and add if you want to add additional elements or kind of like those icons. They also have movable ones that are like GIFs. So if you are looking for that kind of effect, there are some in there. They're animated is like what they're called. And then,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Some of the elements you add, you can change the color. And I know when you add more things, it can be hard to like click on the exact box of what you want. Sometimes I just move the item, or if I know I want an item like to be in the back instead, that I can like, if I want, for example, with a heart, if right now, if I wanted it, I think it's in the back. It looks like it's in the back to me, but if I wanted to bring it to the front, all I have to do is right click, so 2-finger, 1 click, and I can send it to the back. I guess it was already in the front. I can send it to the back. Now what happens with this is it's sending it to the way back. You can't like layer where you want it. So instead of saying to the back, I might say send backward instead. So for example, if I'll show you with this instead. I'm gonna so these black hearts right now are covering the word, okay? And I don't want that to be covered. So if I click on the black hearts, 2-finger, 1 click, I'm gonna send backward. And now the words Miss Fernie's room are in front of the black hearts. So when you're layering things, sometimes you want things in the front or the back. Depending on your design, you might not have a background and you could just send something to the back. But pay attention to that too. You can bring things to the front or to the back. You can also change the color of elements. Some of them you can't. But this white heart, for instance, I could change the color by just clicking on it, going up to color and making it anything else I want. So maybe I wanted it to be purple instead. Maybe I wanted it to be yellow. All I do is click on the image, click on it, choose the color box, and then I can change it to whatever color I want.
And leave that up real quick because on the top row of those colors, that like box that's kind of like the top version of on the Canva, those are pulling from your design. So you're able to quickly color match. If I wanted to grab that blue that is on that hot air balloon, I can use that blue color and it's already pulling it in there for me. Maybe I want to use a whole different color scheme or a whole different color palette. I have all those options down below as well. You can also upload. So the next one down is uploading. These are adding like your Bitmoji, the Google Classroom logos, and it saves in Canva. So if you have a constant image that you always need in there, you can add it in there. And then you'll have it in there. So like I can add my Bitmoji real quickly into this. And it is on now Megan's classroom. So her students can see me every single day.
Yay.
The next one down is text, which we already talked about. But you can just kind of, if you need a review, it's all here. There's headers, subheading, and then down below is accommodations. And the next one is styles, right? But you have to add styles. This is not like a default adding. So this one I love because if you click one of the styles that you really like, it's going to change your whole design and it's going to color match and font match to what Canva's designers think look best. So I know earlier we had somebody that said they had to ask their wife. I think it was Rob. He needed to ask his wife if the colors matched. Well, you can just use Canva. You don't need your wife to get her opinion, and you can just use their design and look how fast and easy that color matches, and the font changes as well. So there are just some fun designs in there too.
If you don't, because I didn't have styles, but if you scroll down, there's 3 little dots at the bottom of the black bar, and it says more. So on the left-hand side, yep, right there, that's where I found styles where it says more from Canva. And I just had to click on the little paint palette and it popped up to styles in the toolbar on the left.
Yeah. And all I'm doing is I'm just clicking and you're constantly seeing that header change. And if I hit shuffle, I have the same color palette, but it's changing the way that the colors are organized on that slide. So until I'm like, oh, that's okay, that may be, but I can keep playing until I find the right color that I like. So I love styles. I highly suggest going down to more and adding it because I just found out about this a few weeks ago. Had no idea this existed, and it's changed my life since I've known it's been in there.
Oh, they even have font pairings, which we love.
They do. I noticed that the other day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember before, our header had a background, and all I had to do was just click on each part of the header to delete it. So I'll show you on page 2 of the headers. If you just click on the headers, now this one has extra elements, but we could click on them to delete them. So you click and then press delete. And then you could delete the elements you don't want either. Or what I like to do is I just select everything on the header and I hit the word or type, click shift. And then while I'm holding shift, I unselect the welcome and let me try again. Unselect the words welcome to the class. And then I can just delete all the elements all at once because I'm trying to work smart. So again, I could just select everything, hit shift, and then click on the things I don't want to delete, and then it allows me to delete everything else.
And then let's go ahead and click the more, the 3 dots on the side.
Oh, okay.
So with more, while you're in here getting the styles, also grab the Bitmoji one. So that way you can add your Bitmoji on your designs. I wouldn't overdo it with the Bitmoji, but the kids do probably enjoy seeing your face, especially when we were hybrid and virtual and all that. Just making a connection. So those are fun to add as well.
And Giphy.
Yeah, and Giphy. So you might want to go in and add that as well.
Yeah, those are the ones I use the most.
If you're making a design and you really like it, and you want to duplicate it, all you have to do on that actual design page, so they call them different pages. So on page 1, like maybe I wanted to have this on a Google form, but I don't want to delete my whole design. So I'm just going to hit the duplicate button, which is on the top part of the page next to the trash can. So on page 1, I'm going to hit duplicate, which is next to my trash can. And then it makes the same design for me. So I could change it because maybe I want to use it on a Google form, or maybe I want to use it on a different Google Classroom. I can also hit trash if I don't like that page. Maybe I want to have page 2 be first, so I can just hit arrow up on page 2 and it moves that design first for me. So you can also arrange how your pages are in here, and duplicate what you are creating. So keep that in mind too as you create. Duplicate, it can be a really big time saver.
And this can be nice. Like there's a lot of times where me and Ashley and Megan are creating and we have all of our classroom headers in the same like Canva deck. Because then later next year we can go back and go, oh, what did we use in August for our Google Classroom header? And we can just recustomize it, put the different dates on it, and download just that Canva for our classroom. So again, it's super, super easy to create and customize once you get the hang of it.
When you're adding things to your creation, I like to make sure they're aligned. So if you click on a word, you can see, like if I click on the words welcome to class, that text box, if I move it a little over, I end up with a pink line down the middle of the design. That shows me that it is exactly in the middle. If I want it to be in the middle from both directions, top and bottom, it'll give me that cross, that pink cross. So keep that in mind too as you're adding things. If you want it to be aligned, look for that pink line to make sure it's in the middle. So I like to use that a lot, especially if I'm adding different several different types of text or elements, because I would like to click on the Miss Fernie's room to make sure that's in the middle. I would look for the 2 pink lines, but use that design tool too. It's hidden at first until you move something. You're probably like, what's that pink line? It's trying to show you that things are aligned.
Okay, so I think our header's done. I like the second one.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah,
yes.
it looks really good.
Yeah, we'll delete the first one because yep, there we go. So cute.
So to download, we're going to click that arrow
at the top, so where it says download. So we'll show you again the top right corner of Canva. Click download.
And then once you do that, you can kind of decide what the purpose is for your design. So we made a Google Classroom header. So our goal is to upload it to Google Classroom. So to do that, it has to be a PNG file. Okay, so always knowing what type of file it's needed can really help. So typically we download PNG files. That's what I typically download, sometimes a GIF. What do you guys?
Yeah, a GIF also works on Google Classroom. It doesn't have to be a PNG. You can also use a GIF. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and on PNG, there are some options, but I'm just going to download what I've got. And we're going to talk about some of those advanced options in a little bit. And now that we've got that, we can go to Google Classroom and we can upload our design. And you can see how Ashley is so organized that she bookmarks her Google Classroom. There's an extra tip.
I have so many. But this is where if you wanted to change your header, all you would have to do is go to customize, upload your photo, and then you have your image right now on your tray. You could just drag it and then resize it the way that you need. And then hit select class theme. If you ever wonder why the arrows go back when you're resizing, make sure you've clicked in both corners and then the box will not move. And then hit select class theme. But I'm not going to do that because the kids will get confused and wonder why their teacher changed. I'm going to hit cancel, but otherwise it would save right there. But right now mine says have so much fun.
All right.
All right, let's see what we're at now. Should we be on the spin the wheel?
Yes.
Okay.
So I know we just made a Google Classroom header, but we thought we would also create something else while we have all of your attention. And once again, if we are going to quickly, please remember this is recorded. You can always go back and pause it and listen to us as many times as needed. I have done this multiple times with videos that Stephanie and Ashley have made because I'm like, wait, what did they say? And so I want to go back and listen, but we thought we'd create again. So we're going to spin the wheel. And I'm really hoping
if there's interference, let me know.
Okay. Here we go.
Choice board.
Signature.
Choice board. I thought it was going to be the email signature.
I know, I got so excited.
I am so ready for choice boards.
All right.
Okay, so we want you to create with us. Now, if you want to create a choice board, great. If you're like, I think I could use something else in my classroom, create that. Okay, but we do want you to take this time to create with us because you are going to share your design in a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and create this choice board. What is the best size for creating a choice board?
Presentation?
It is.
Yeah, I would use presentation, yeah.
And I often like to use my choice boards and take them to Google Slides so I can hyperlink resources in as well for my students.
You can also, sorry for the bell, you can also present through Canva. Like after you create all of your slides, you could just present like you normally present something off of Google, which I've never done, but you can do that. Okay, sorry.
Well, you can also search choice boards in Canva. And
let's see if there's one already, that we can edit.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, we do have some options.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at the dinosaur one. Oh, so cute. Oh, there's the tic-tac-toe one too. I remember making a tic-tac-toe board.
Yeah, that could be fun too.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to start with a blank template.
Yeah, we could just do, and we're doing presentations so that way it fits nicely on a Google slide.
Mm-hmm.
And we will end up, is there a template? that we want to use, or just use a blank white slide?
I'm good with blank white.
That's good because that's where I struggle. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
how do I make everything look nice and neat? So yeah, let's practice with a. Oh boy, here we go.
And I just did a create design on the right side. I'll show you again to get to the presentation, the blank one. I did create, and then I just typed in presentation to get to the blank white. Okay. Make sure it's shared.
And again, collaborate with others. That will help you save time, and you can use the same resource again and again. Do you guys want to make a snow day?
Oh my gosh, that'd be so much fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like one's got to be coming soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I hope so.
All right. So since we're thinking, we have our theme. That's the first thing you want to think about. What are you teaching? When you know what you're teaching, it's easier to create and come up with that theme. Again, like if you're teaching about the Boston Tea, is it massacre? Is that what it's? No.
Party.
Party.
Look at the tea massacre, I'm sure.
If you're teaching about that, then you might do some fun little teacups or something like with the ships and that kind of stuff. Okay, so think about what you're teaching first, and that makes your design so much easier.
Yep.
All right, so snow day. We can do some winter backgrounds.
Yeah, we could search elements for that. We could do it one of two ways. We can search in templates. If you just search templates for winter,
Oh yeah.
it'll give you options. I don't see a lot of winter ones though.
Maybe
That's okay. Oh, maybe snow. Yeah.
You have to sometimes change the way that you word
Yeah.
it because Canva is kind of picky.
Mm-hmm.
It does get kind of picky. Yeah, it doesn't always know what you want. Or we could just search a snow background.
Oh, my snow didn't. Oh, this is.
Kind of
this
like
one's
that one
kinda
that one that you're clicking on. Let's see.
Okay. So I found a template that I like, and I noticed it moves, and that's okay. If something moves and you don't like it, we could change that too. So I'm going to click, and with this template, you see this is part of like a slide deck. So you could use a lot of these slides if you were designing slides for Google Slides. It gives you lots of different layouts and options. But I just want, let's see, the third one's kind of cute. So we'll do that. And I just click on it, and it automatically puts that slide on the page for me. It's kind of fun too to have the snow in the background moving.
I like
I like this white box too. I think we could put our choices in the white box.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so let's do. Okay, I love Megan always has her or encourages her students to shovel the snow on virtual days, like for a neighbor or someone that lives close to them. So I think that could be an option.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
So you'll just type in the blue or in the white box, and then are you going to duplicate that box to put your other choices?
Yes, but I'm going to wait because
Okay.
I want to get my font perfect. I want everything perfect. And then once I have it exactly how I want, then we duplicate so I don't have to redo the work.
Gotcha.
And this element was already provided for us. If your template doesn't have that, you can go over to elements and search square. I know obviously that's a rectangle. I'm going to show you a trick. If you click on the first one, again, there's like tons of options you could add. Okay. You notice this square can be changed to whatever, a rectangle if I want it. All I have to do is just drag down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and look, it becomes a rectangle. Sometimes when you search rectangle, you can't always make it a square. But this square I could turn into another shape if I wanted to. But the teal is really cute with the white too.
Yeah.
It does look good. We could do white and teal like a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or teal writing maybe if that's dark enough.
Yes, yes.
So many choices.
To
You
match.
see why we spend so much time designing. And then we added the font by going over to text. And then you just choose one of the heading sizes you want. Oh, we lost the word. We'll get it back. Undo. Okay, so you said shovel snow.
Yep, you got it. Okay.
The trick I showed you earlier for moving two things at the same time, I could use right now if I wanted to move the white rectangle with the shovel snow. All I have to do is click on the rectangle, hold shift down, click on shovel snow, click on the shovel, and then it allows me to move it all together without having to group it. But maybe you have it the way that you want and you want the design to not move, you want it to be grouped together. You can do that same trick. So you click on the one object first, hold shift, shovel snow, click on the shovel, and then if you right click, so 2-finger, 1 click, you can group. And what I like about this is that now it becomes one image. So if I wanted to move it, I don't have to move it all separately.
Gotcha.
And that makes it easier to copy it too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you want to copy that, that's what we like,
Yes.
just like normal command copy.
Yep.
Okay. Command C. Okay.
Maybe they can write a thank you note.
That's a good idea.
I'm trying to like think of service type of
Right.
voice board. And feel free to throw your ideas in the chat. We would love to hear them.
And I want to make sure it's aligned. So if you have it grouped, you can't align it easily. So what I do is I just ungroup it. So I right click, 2 fingers, 1 click, and I would ungroup if it was grouped together in order for me to move that text box so that it's in the middle, if that's where I wanted it to be.
And then one more idea. Anyone got one last snow day, virtual day?
Make cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, take hot chocolate or something. Make cookies. That's a good idea.
Hot chocolate. Yeah, that's fun.
Which one are you doing?
Let's do hot chocolate.
Okay, and I'll look up.
Yeah, we have about 3 minutes.
And Ashley, can you grab the hot chocolate to show them how we're getting the elements?
Yes. So or write a paragraph describing your perfect weather. Oh, that's a great idea, Anna.
It is good.
So if I wanted to search for hot chocolate, I could just go to Elements and search hot chocolate.
Oh, picture yourself reading a cozy place. Ah, you got some good ideas.
I know, Anna's on a roll. Oh, look at that hot chocolate.
I know, it has so many big marshmallows.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if it's hard to fit things, you don't like the way it's aligned, you can choose a different alignment for your text. So right now it's in the middle. Maybe I want to go up to alignment, which is on the top bar. It's has like 4 lines. You click on it, and then you can make it like left aligned instead. So that way, maybe your image fits better.
And then we're going to show you how to share this as a template. So that way, if you guys want to use this as a resource, you can. And if Anna, or you want to steal Anna's ideas about reading in a cozy place or writing that paragraph, feel free. You can customize this template once you have it, which is really cool about Canva.
Yep.
So you'll go up to the share button, and then instead of edit, you change that to template. Template means to make a copy in Canva. And then once you have that, I'm going to throw the link in the chat. And that is the link that you can use to copy our Canva template that we just made. It took us a long time to get the design, but once we have our design, the choices aren't too bad. And actually, it's relaxing. So what we want you to do is kind of think about publishing as well. So for this, I might publish it to a Google slide. So download that image and then add that image as a background on my Google slide. That way my kids could like pick which one they chose. Or you could just download the image and send it through talking points to parents, or send it however you want as well. And these are just some extra designing tips that you can do. So you can do certain pages, you can do a transparent background. And if you have any questions about this, just feel free to reach out to one of us and we can help you with more of those Be Extra type of ideas. And so now what we want you to do is we want you to share. So if you click this slide, it's going to take you to a slide deck with other templates. And we want you to add that share template link in the speaker notes. And you will be able to copy any of these Canva templates that we have created or we have found on here. So there is the CER poster. This one is from Drake, who is a student at Tollgate Middle School, who is using Canva to create agendas for his classes. How amazing is that? He has all this energy and everything. There's a poster. So again, if you want any of these templates down in the speaker note, you'll just click that and you make a copy, and you are able to use that Wordle that's really popular right now in your classroom. There's the water cycle. So again, all of these different templates, and you're able to make a copy.
So thank you. Thank you for creating with us today. Thank you for being open to trying new things, learning how to create on Canva, sharpening up your design skills. We know it's a lot to take in, lots of practice, but thank you for creating with us. And we can't wait to see what you make.
Yeah, add your designs to the slide, and we are excited to see what you make. Feel free to even post it on Twitter. So again, we're super excited to see what you guys make using Canva today. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, thank you.